What is going on? Today, we have a new crypto project called MiniDoge, and we have the founder of Dev Team 6, who's the team behind the project. His name is Bill, and we need to figure out, hey, is this guy trying to scam us? Or is he someone we could, really trust our money and time into? There's a lot of crypto projects out there that are starting up, and we need to find out, hey, what's a legit thing that we could invest in? What is something that's going to make us a good return on our investment, our time, and our money? If you're new to this channel, my name is Aaron. I'm on a journey to 2 Bitcoin while trying to help as many people to their first Bitcoin. All right. So if you want to know more about this project, check the links in the description. I'm just giving you the best information that I could do that I could possibly do for you. I'm not affiliated with any of it. I'm just bringing the platform. And here's why. So basically, when I first started out in crypto, I was doing research just like you on YouTube, and I was going to these different YouTubers, and they were telling me about all these random coins, and I would invest in it, and I would lose money. Well, it turns out these YouTubers, they were getting paid to talk about these coins, and they were doing a bad job. They were just reading the website with no insight, no nothing. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to bring the developers behind the team behind these projects to YouTube, and then they could talk about their project with enthusiasm, with insight, and I could get compensated, and I could ask whatever question I wanted. Like I could really take it to them. And you and I, this is the most important part, get the best source of information possible. That hey, do we get a good feeling from this guy? Do we like his answers? Do we like this project? And so this is what I present to you. I'm not affiliated with them. I just met Bill, but we've got Bill in the hot seat, and you and I are ready to grill him about MiniDoge. Bill, welcome to the hot seat.
Thanks for having me, cowboy.
Of course, glad to have you. Okay, let's before we get into MiniDoge, we need to get into like who you are as a person. What's your background? What's your origin story coming into crypto, and how did that lead you to MiniDoge?
My backstory is a lot of entrepreneurship. Built many different businesses, developed many from the ground up, and I started in banking, actually in financial advising, as a stockbroker way back in the day, back in the 2001, and then continued my career in finance, financial side of the world until about 2008, 2009, and then opened up a software as a service platform with our CTO from Dev Team 6. And we continued to develop that and did really well, and eventually sold that in 2015. But in the midst of all that, came across cryptocurrency and started to learn. I always say it was 2012. Again, I'm over 40 now, so your brain and the years all start to mesh together. But it was around 2012, back in the day when they had those physical Bitcoins. I don't know if you remember that or if you were into crypto back in that day. We started studying it. We started learning about blockchain technology, what it's all about, why is it so important, what's the excitement behind it. Started to learn, different use cases, different applications for it, why the future of technology or even devices could be powered by it. Fast forwarding into about 2016, right after we had sold that software as a service, we then started to look into doing our own blockchain. So we forked in 2016, 2017, we forked Dash. Dash is something that we felt really excited about and really thought that the structure was great. Figured we could add a few functions, features, and some things of that nature to it. And then around 2017, we successfully did that, working with our developer that we had in-house. And then my dad got sick. And then once my dad got sick, in the meantime, I was still operating, I want to say like 4 other businesses, all very successful businesses over the course of those years. More than $100 million in revenue. I mean, these are some very big businesses that we were operating. And so when my dad got sick, I had all the businesses going, and then that was kind of like a side, the blockchain thing was a side thing we were trying to get going and trying to get launched, but we kind of shelved it for a little while. And then around 2018, end of 2018, early 2019, going into learning a lot more about the different options instead of like doing our own blockchain, could we have gone with a smart contract and gone through that process as well and done the token side and still achieve the goals that we originally had for the vision that we had put out regarding what we were trying to accomplish in crypto. And so that leads us to, present day today. Mini Doge is really based upon building intrinsic value within NFTs when it comes to gaming, or marrying the two together, and putting something out there that really gives people that whole play to earn feel, something that they can, really take an NFT asset and turn it into building true value with it, just off of engagement with that asset when it comes to the platform that we provide. So out of that was born a game called MiniPets, and that's really the core asset of MiniDoge and the MiniDoge project. So I hope that gives you a little bit of how we got to today, and where we're at and where we're going.
Yeah, so let me try to summarize that. You come from the banking finance sector, serial entrepreneur, SaaS programs, software as a service programs, and then 2015 you got into crypto and then tried to start a blockchain, contemplated these smart contracts, all that kind of stuff. And
Yep.
so what you have now is your goal with MiniDoge is to bring in intrinsic value to NFTs on for gaming. That like there's a gaming aspect, and the game that you're pushing is this game called Mini Pets, and
Correct.
so Mini Doge is then a coin or currency used on Mini Pets. Is that about right?
That is about right. So the goal is obviously to, bring some utility or application of value to the NFT side of things, but also, one of our biggest things is going after mass market. We're really, really big on going and getting out there and really touching every spectrum of the age groups that are out there that engage with mobile gaming or even, web-based games. Getting those people to adopt the cryptocurrency side of things, or really more educate those people on, utilizing that platform in terms of possibly even introducing cryptocurrency to these people for the first time and really bringing in the masses because of the play to earn aspect of mini pets. And just driving more awareness around cryptocurrency and really the power the blockchain has to offer to people's everyday lives.
So are you saying so? So am I correct in assuming that you are the founder of Dev Team 6, who made Mini Pets, who is now run by Mini Doge? Is that about right?
Correct. So
Okay.
yeah, so Dev Team 6 is the supporting cast, or if you want to call it developer, that is supporting the Mini Doge token, which is a BSC chain. It is built off of the Pancake Swap and smart contract that's built in there as a BEP20 token. We are supporting the development side of it by building mini pets. We've built a couple mini games. There's actually a Mini Doge Crush that's already on iOS and Android right now. We're getting ready to launch Mini Doge Mahjong, so another game app for iOS and Android. And we'll be launching about 8 other games, all mini games that will be out there. It's to build awareness and get people more acquainted with the project and get them more excited about the real core asset, which is mini pets, and that'll be coming here in the near future.
So is I'm guessing there's in-game currency, and you have to spend Mini Doge for that kind of stuff. Is like can you buy
Well,
skins or something or?
yeah, so there's attributes, there's various different things. So each pet basically in mini pets, each pet actually starts out at a animal shelter. So when you start the game, you start out, there's big intro. You start out at the animal shelter. There's a couple tasks that your pet, so you build your pet first, then you
Okay.
end up in the animal shelter. Once your pet, starts to do some of these tasks and graduates out of the animal shelter, you're able to then go into what's called Doge World. Doge World is
Okay.
a full free open world, full open play for anybody to walk around and engage with any of the pieces of Doge World at any given time. Very similar to Roblox,
Got it.
Bloxburg, or any of those kind of things. And as you do that, your goal as a mini pet is to build up your attributes. So each mini pet is its own NFT. Those mini pets have
Ah,
different attributes, different colored outfits. They'll have, various different skills, different powers, different things that they can do and earn along the way. As you're earning, you're going to earn what's called minis. Minis are basically in game currency that will build up over time, and you can use those minis to actually buy additional attributes, or you can use those minis to trade with local people in Doge World, buy land, buy a house, buy a car, all the different assets that you need for. It's almost like Sims meets Bloxburg,
okay.
in terms of. Imagine these pets are like, real people in the real world living everyday life. They actually get a job. They do these job tasks every day. You have to feed your pet every day. Your pet has a health meter. If you don't feed your pet over a period of time, your pet actually can go back to the animal shelter because now it needs medical treatment. So then you got to,
Okay.
get your pet back out of the animal shelter, that type of thing. It's kind of like Tamagotchi, or those old,
Yeah.
those
Yeah.
little digital pet things that you'd sit there and you'd have to like
Yep.
feed it every day. If you don't feed it, it ends up dying at some point. That same kind of concept is how your mini pet operates. So over time, your goal is to buy land, build a house, get the best job, really to dominate Doge World. And so as you're dominating Doge World, when you take your pet, which is an NFT, all these assets and all these attributes are associated with that token, that NFT token. And then you have the ability in the marketplace where you can build up a pet and actually auction it off or sell it in the marketplace, rinse and repeat, and go, build another pet. Or if you want to get real crazy and you put all this time into it for like a year or two and you become the Elon Musk of Doge World, you probably sell your Elon Musk of Doge World because it probably owns the most land. It probably has the best houses, probably owns more cars than anybody, and has a ton of power. They're even the different cities in Doge World. I mean, it's so real life. They even have their own town city government. There's a vote. There will be a kind of like a political campaigning that will happen, and they'll do a vote for who's going to run the town, kind of thing. So there's a lot of really cool features and functions. A lot of these little mini quests that your pet will go on or can engage with. We have an arena where they can actually play in the arena. There's an arcade, and then there's obviously mini games. Some of the games that are in there are like Doge Ball. Instead of Dodgeball, it's Doge Ball.
Sure.
And it's P versus P, PvP. Where you're playing against other not computer operated, human operated people. You guys can team up. You can do different things in the arena. Then there's an arcade where you kind of go in there and you play like like a Super Mario or a Sonic version of a game, but it's mini Doge style, and it allows you to earn more, various minis and things like that as you're playing in the arcade. So there's a lot of different engagements, a lot of things that you can do with the game, and as you were saying earlier, can you earn mini Doge tokens? 100%. We give the people the option to convert their minis into mini Doge token, or convert minis into any other fiat they want, whether it be US dollars or any of the other fiats that are available
Okay.
out there.
So okay, so that's okay. So let me just summarize all that. Basically, this game is like a Sim City or like a Sims, except with pets. And right, you could get a
100%.
car, you could get a job, you could get relationships, all the kind of stuff. You got to feed them, all this
Blockchain
stuff.
blockchain driven game that's similar to SimCity, but it is driven by pets, 3D pets, and they
Gotcha.
build
So
a house and
now
buy a car and all that.
your pets are the NFT. I'm assuming that you buy the land too, and that's an NFT
The
as well.
land, everything in the game is an NFT. So if you buy a
Oh,
car,
perfect. Okay.
if you buy a car, that car becomes an NFT.
So you could sell any of these
Any
objects,
of them, you could
land, houses, car.
100%. You could sell the assets as one piece of your legacy can be sold at any point. So if you buy a car and that car, because every time you can go into like the car dealership and you buy a car, those cars will actually be produced where there'll be only so many of this model and this car. And it'll
Oh,
be
right.
like an
Okay.
NFT. So if you're lucky enough to get one of those and you're there at the right time, you buy the most popular car in the game, you might be able to
Right.
resell that car 6 months, a month later for 10 times what you paid for it when you bought it from the dealership in the game.
Got it. So you could sell any of these items on NFTs now, or as NFTs on
Right.
the marketplace.
Or you could sell
Now,
your entire legacy, which is all your assets at once.
I'll just sell the account or whatever. Yeah,
Exactly.
it's like
Exactly.
gotcha. Now, the other aspect of this that's very important is this in-game currency of these minis.
Right.
Those can be swapped or transitioned or converted into mini Doge, and that's the actual currency that you're running.
Right. So you'll be able to use your minis to cash out as mini Doge tokens, but we will also allow you to cash out as regular fiat as well if someone's
Oh, that's great.
if someone's
That's great because
not
these play to
necessarily
earn things, they're going to want to try to make their money. They're living off their own stuff.
exactly. So this is a way for everybody to earn and not just be so committed to just being able to get it out as the one token, but it gives them a chance to really be flexible.
Now, is this an iOS game, an Android game, a browser?
It's iOS, Android, and web based.
It's available right now.
It is not available right now.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
No, it'll be out. We're hoping beta will hit later this year, November, December timeframe, and then we're looking at probably a full public release early in 2022.
Okay. So I see. So I see now what you're trying to do here. You're trying to generate awareness for the game as it builds up, but more investors into the mini Doge coin or token.
Yeah, the project.
And then when they have this token, they could either they could have hold it as an investor, or they could use that swap into mini for the game.
Correct. And currently where we're at, we're actually getting ready to drop a NFT series, a PFP NFT series. So all the NFT series for Mini Doge that we drop, like right now, it's going to be 10 characters with 20 outfits with various different wearables, things like that. We'll drop those NFTs. Those NFTs, along with the assets or attributes that are attached to each NFT, will be used in the game when the game actually
Okay.
goes live. So
Now, how do
it'll
these
be
other
done in
games?
kind of like a sections, but very similar to like Axie. Everything that they did applied to the end result, which was the game itself. And so when we drop these NFTs that are coming up, you'll be able to actually buy a character from the game with all these attributes, and you'll be able to get a head start, I guess you could say, by participating in the NFT series that will be launched here shortly on Mini Doge's website.
Gotcha. So how do these other games, mini Doge crash?
Oh,
How do
Crush,
these
Mini Doge.
crush? Sorry.
It's like Candy Crush, but Mini Doge style.
Oh, got it. So do they have? Can you earn mini and mini Dogecoin from that, or what? What's the relationship there?
Well, the relationship with those games, there's two big things there. One is obviously awareness for the project, but two, in those games there's in-app purchases. And one thing we've done is dedicate that these mini games, any in-app purchases that happen in the games, anything that people are buying out there with regular fiat, we are actually reflecting a portion. I think it's 40% of the revenue from all the mini games. We're reflecting it back to our holders of mini Doge as in BNB.
Okay. Okay. Cool. So reflections from those things. How long has mini Doge been out?
We went live on July 2nd. I believe it was
Okay.
July 2nd.
Gotcha. All right. And what's your plan for growing here? What's your plan from now until the launch of the game? Because I'm guessing that's where all the focus is, right? The mini pets is like
Yeah,
the focus here.
yeah, that's the big
What's the
focus.
plan on getting it out?
The plan to get it out is to utilize that NFT series that we're dropping. So we'll probably drop 3 or 4 series of NFTs between now and beta. But what we're using the NFT PFP series to do is to actually introduce the characters of the game, show graphics for people to be introduced even more deeper for different phases of those series will actually reveal more and more pieces of the game. So in some of those series, we'll actually release plots of land that you can
Gotcha.
pre-buy before Doge World's even available to buy land at some point. So there's a lot of really cool ways we're going to use the NFT series launches to really introduce more and more of the development side of mini pets to get people ready and more excitement around the game itself and getting them more interested in participating in those series because they'll be way ahead of anybody once the game goes live to the public.
So it's funny because when I heard mini Doge, right, my initial reaction or read, which is incorrect, was, oh, okay, it's like a community driven coin, possibly scam coin. Like, there's so many projects out there.
Sure.
Mini Doge, Baby Doge, Queen King's Flocky Doge. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
Yeah.
what? Why? So I know for myself, and I know for a lot of other cowboys who are watching this would think, oh, this is just another scam. They're going to look at the thumbnail and it's like, oh, this is a scam. So and I'm happy to see that it's. I mean, you've got a whole ecosystem here. You've got a
Hmm.
gaming NFT ecosystem, which and gaming in my opinion is like the next biggest thing, especially when someone can earn a living from gaming here,
Yeah.
like very very quickly,
Daily income. Just play to
right?
earn. Absolutely.
Why choose the name Mini Doge? Like to me it's like a negative, right? Like like why choose that name?
Well, you're not wrong on your feelings or I guess your reaction to it. We wanted to from a branding perspective, everybody knows that dog to be Doge when it comes to crypto. So our goal wasn't to align with the original Doge. It was to use the concept of branding around dog being dog, Doge, and then adding in the mini part was kind of bringing a persona or personality because Minnie is a girl. It's a female dog. She's definitely becomes a celebrity in many places around the world at this point. So it kind of brings more of an identity, we think, to the project that people can get excited about.
Oh, like a mini mouse, like
Yeah,
Mini
like
Doge.
Minnie Mouse, right? Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
So
okay. I thought it was like
it
mini,
was
like small, not mini as a person.
Yeah, no. It's just Minnie the name being more like a an identity for this project to have as well. So, looking back, we what we didn't consider was the Doge being attached to what you're feeling or seeing on the initial reaction. But knowing what we've done with it and really the branding behind it, we knew that it had a good chance of becoming a household name if we attached some sort of identity, and we feel like we've successfully done that.
I tell you what, um, watching Axie Infinity, I mean, I'm one of those guys who covered and did a video on Axie Infinity before it went just parabolic, and I was like, guys, check out this video, check out this game. It's just interesting where you could raise these little digital fur
The
balls,
little creatures,
these little creatures. You could battle it. You could train them. You could do all this stuff,
you can
and then
breed
you could
them.
make money off. You breed them, and then make money off of it.
Oh yeah.
And then it goes crazy, right? And so when it went crazy, it showed like the world and myself like the adoption, the willingness for people to adopt this thing, especially in like different countries where like and especially with this whole pandemic quarantine stuff,
Oh yeah.
it operates as like a portal to a bigger opportunity here. And so what I see the gaming market of blockchain as such a like a huge opportunity, like just a ginormous opportunity for any developer like yourself to like come in and be like, hey, this is the game to play because you to earn a living and all that kind of stuff.
Well,
So here's my question.
here's just can I respond to that, or do you have more of
Yeah,
a
yeah,
question?
yeah. You go ahead and respond because I have another question to follow up
Okay,
with that.
so here's the way I think, and maybe this is more insight from the developer side. People have to realize right now, currently in the world, right? I think it's like I want to say it's 3/4 of the usership of Facebook. Let's say the usership of Facebook, 3/4 of them will actually engage with the platform every single day. I think Twitter's at like 64%. Instagram's like 66% of the users will engage with it daily. But what people don't realize is why are these people in these metaverses actually going into these places, these virtual worlds that exist in their social media platforms, but they're virtual worlds that people are engaging because of why? The entertainment value that they get out of it by getting involved every single day and spending and investing their time doing it. Now, the one good thing and the big leg up that we have, I guess, to those metaverses or those systems out there, platforms, is you're really not, there's no earning anything with the time you spend or invest in those platforms. But there's entertainment value. Entertainment value seems to be what grabs worldwide attention. Um, and we saw how long social media took to kind of really truly get adopted and really get it, people were using it on a day to day versus it being like, oh, I'm on it today, but you forget about it for 4 or 5 days. When it comes to these gaming platforms that are online, the Robloxes and Fortnites and Minecraft and all these other ones, only about 8% of their users will use it and engage with those platforms every single day. So the room of growth aspect or possibilities of really getting people to engage on a daily is really going to transpose into what's that missing element? What is the piece that people don't have today that really drives people with engagement value from taking time out of their everyday lives to engage with something and have a purpose. And as you really start to think it through, Axie was one good example, play to earn. There's a lot of others that are coming out with play to earn, and they're doing a great job with it. And as play to earn or these virtual worlds that are being built around cryptocurrency, and I'd say cryptocurrency, but it's really just blockchain. When these start to truly get adopted around cryptocurrency, when that cryptocurrency becomes more of a worldwide comfort zone for people to engage with, these platforms are going to be 50, 60, 70% daily will engage with them just simply because of what entertainment value slash income potential is also associated with these platforms. So that's the one missing thing that the metaverse of Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or any of those do not offer. They just offer entertainment. Well, this is the best of both worlds. Not only can you get entertained every single day, but you could actually earn money as well by playing and engaging with the game. So that's why I think I don't think people realize the depth or the breadth of how big this space will be over the next 10 years. I just don't think they see it and they don't understand it.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're at the very very beginning of it.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
this is like year zero of this just all starting out. And so
Pretty
and
close.
I mean investments here into the right projects are going to yield some good big results I think in the next 10 years. Not financial advice, of course. I'm just a little cowboy, but this is just my opinion here.
Yeah,
Here's my
mine
question.
too.
Um Here's my question: how much do you think it can someone make a day playing mini Doge?
I don't have, since we don't actually have data and some historical data for me to
Right.
use to support it. But I can tell you, based on some of the original algorithms as well as some of the original pieces we've put together, our goal is to, as the project develops and matures and price or value of mini Doge goes up to much higher market caps and things like that. I would assume, during its, launch phase and into the first couple months, I would base, at least a couple $100, if not more. I think it could be as high as 1,000 a day. It depends on how much time, they commit to actually engaging with it. A lot of variables go into coming up with a number, right?
Yeah.
But if you were to really look at it, our goal is to mirror something very similar to what Axie has done. A lot of aspects. I mean, you can't reinvent everything. We're reinventing the concept and the entertainment value with mini pets versus with
Hmm.
Axie, it's creatures and different things. Some people might prefer creatures. Some people might love their pets. It just depends on what they want to engage with. But our goal is to be at their quality standard as well as concept when it comes to how people engage with our platform and the game Mini Pets, and really develop the experiential piece to be something that is you can't miss on a daily. Like you don't even want to put down your phone. You're gonna miss your kid's soccer game sitting in the parking lot because you got caught playing Mini Pets. Like, no divorces. We don't want to cause divorces or breakups
But
or any
close.
problems, right? But I assume it's going to be one of those things that's going to be super engaging, and really lots of dopamine. I mean, we're building this game around dopamine. Everything's based in
Okay.
triggers. Everything's based, like,
Yeah.
the way the development of this has gone is we brought psychology. I've studied psychology for like 15, a little over 15 years now. I'm obsessed with it. I believe in human behavior is very, very unique. I think there's so much opportunity out there when it comes to people as a whole. But when we started down the vision and the development cycle of mini pets, a lot of what was incorporated was the psychology and philosophy behind triggers and bringing people engaging into something and really captivating their attention to such a degree that they yearn. There's a desire almost, because my goal is to hit 60% engaged daily. Like, however many users we end up with, great, but I want to hit that 60%. I want to show the people in the world that a platform that is crypto based blockchain game, whether it's NFTs and it's got marketplace or play to earn, all that kind of stuff. I just want to show somebody that the 8% that Roblox and Fortnite and those guys have been able to capture, 8% of their users per day engage with their platform. I want to show them that blockchain and this whole other element that doesn't exist in current, regular mobile games or web-based games today, that is the trump card. That we're going to play that card and we're going to get to 60%. We're going to get to above 60%. I'd love to outdo those big numbers, those 68% or 75%, like Twitter's and Facebook's. And I think it's very doable. I really do. I think it's just a matter of how you structure the experiential piece to your actual end user. And if it's done
Yeah.
correctly,
I've done
mass
some research
adoption is
on some of that.
possible.
I done some research on some of that, and those involved like some of my background is in marketing, and I know, for instance, like what you're referring to, like, hey, on Candy Crush, whenever those things pop, that's like a dopamine hit. Like this, the way the
Mm-hmm.
sound is engineered, the way the constant reward system is, you're always
Everything.
rewarded with daily missions. That's rewarded, and so that gets you in.
Yeah.
The gotcha system where you're rolling random stuff, and then like you're gambling a little bit, trying to get these different tiers of rarity or whatever
Yeah.
on anything. That's a thing. So like, yeah, I kind of get like the elements that you're mixing and putting it all into this pot here. But how do you see yourself competing with a whole bunch of other games that are trying to do the same thing? Like,
Well,
I could assume like all these other games are, but I think so. When I say that, I'm probably saying that with an asterisk on myself. Like, hey, you know what? It's still so early. You know what I mean? Like, there's not a lot. I mean, the competition right now on the Apple Play Store is massive
mhm.
compared to the competition in blockchain gaming. So, like, yeah, what's your plan? How are you going to navigate like competing with Axie and any other game that pops up?
Well, from a blockchain game perspective, the door is wide open. You said it yourself.
Yep.
Which ones of these projects is really going to be the winner in the end? One, I don't think there will be one winner. Obviously, I think there's going to be
Sure.
multiple winners. It's just going to be a matter of space, how much market space or market share do they get. But in the end,
Mhm.
what I think sets us apart from pretty much all of the other projects that are out there right now, a lot of them are going deep niche. They're going and they're focusing on fantasy, or they're focusing like, Axie's got the creatures. They're kind of going after a certain kind of player,
Nerds.
a player
Nerds.
that tendency to go after a certain type of genre of a game. When it comes to
Mhm.
mini pets, it's mass market. It's soup to nuts, my friend. I mean, you'll see
Mhm.
your grandma who's 78 years old playing it, to the little guy that's 6 years old and he got his first pet and he's out there trying to build up his first pet and get its job. Like it truly relates to everybody of all walk of lives, of all age groups, of any gender,
Yeah.
anybody. I mean, it's just universal. And I know, like, you go in, you look at Axie, like they're creatures, or I've heard people call them blobs. I've heard people call, like, people look at Axie and they're like, oh, that's cool. But like certain people are like, I love it. And then certain people are like, oh yeah, what are you gonna do with these creatures? Like they don't connect with it. And it just,
Mhm.
I was looking at another, like one of the farming ones that I've spent a great deal of time studying the market, because I mean, like I said, you don't have to reinvent everything. You just got to take the
Mhm.
best of all the pieces that are out there and make sure that you put them all together in one powerful platform. And so reinventing, it's not our goal. So we're constantly looking, and I think it's Wanaka Farm or whatever. I can't remember, the Winello Farms or whatever it is. It's a BSC project, and looking at that, that is probably, in my opinion, the closest to a universalized blockchain game that's out there. It's still, again, it's not going to not apply to everybody, and not everybody's going to be excited about farming some fields. Like, back in the day when Facebook had, I don't even remember the dang name of the game, but it was one of those.
Farmville.
Farmville. Yeah, Farmville. So when they had Farmville, my wife was playing Farmville. My wife's friends were all playing Farmville. I looked at it, and trust me, when I was a kid, I was that kid that like wanted to go to the farm field and watch like the tractor man guy drive around, and like hay bales flying everywhere and corn getting cut down, and I loved it. But as an adult, I could care less about Farmville. You know what I mean? Like it just
Yeah.
didn't
Yep.
it
Yep.
didn't appeal to me. It wasn't my game. And so,
Yeah.
I'm looking at this as, MiniPads gives a universal appeal to a blockchain game that has not been at that level yet, because we've spent so much time from the psychology standpoint of every age group, any walk of life, pretty much culturally. We've spent a lot of time truly digesting and diagnosing how to get mass adoption. I said in the very beginning of this video, you heard me say mass adoption. It's
Mhm.
That's where you're going to get to 60% of your users engaging on a daily. I mean, you can't get to
Yep.
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You just won't get there if you've got something that's very niche related. And what I'm seeing in the blockchain market right now, from a blockchain game standpoint, they're all focused on niche. They're after
Yep.
like one kind of player, you know what I mean? And
Yep.
we're after all players. We're after every age group. I mean, obviously,
Got
with parents' permission, they can play, and they can play around with a mini pet. But at this stage, I think that's what will separate us, because we're gonna have little
Good deal.
mini sports games going on in the game. You're gonna be able to play. First, one of the first games that'll come out is mini Dogeball. But we're gonna actually have a racing mini carts. Will be racing in the game. We'll have all
Cool.
sorts of different things. So our goal is to hit the masses.
So I got a couple hard questions here for you. Let's see if they're that hard for you.
I've
I'm not
got some
sure.
soft answers.
How big is your team?
How big's our
Yeah, I
team?
appreciate it.
How big's
Yeah,
our team? Let me count. We've got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. 14, maybe 15,
amazing,
depending on the
amazing.
most recent offers that we've made.
Amazing. In the team, in the realm of experience, how much experience does your team have with developing video games, especially like iOS video games?
Video games,
Or mobile?
we've got some experience doing some video game development. Our partners that we've hired amongst our team that are externally as well. Their experience is well over 100 blockchain games that they've produced.
Oh, okay.
They've been in the game for quite some time. They're very big on staying anonymous in their sense because they've built so many of them and they're on so many NDAs and all that kind of stuff. But one thing that we're very comfortable with is their track record. They've done, and they're more than capable of building mini pets to the degree that standards and qualities that we're looking for. And we feel very
Mm,
comfortable with where we're at today in the process, and very comfortable where we'll end up. And obviously, as we launch it through beta or we launch it through the public launch, we're going to be very similar to what you saw with Roblox over the years and Fortnite. It never
got
stops
it.
being developed upon. And one thing that MiniPets will also do is we're opening up the door for third party developers to be able to develop games inside of MiniPets. That way, they
Oh, cool.
also have we have basically an army of development that's happening around the actual platform and the core platform that's out there. But we've definitely got some experience in developing platforms, getting platforms out to the public. My biggest asset that I bring to the table is obviously understanding the marketing side. Back to you, you're a marketer as well. I mean, that's something I've done for little over 15 years, almost probably closer to 20 years on social media, through the various different channels that are out there, and really every type of business you can think of. Everything from a pizza parlor down to a software program to putting on events with 20, 30,000 people. Those are just things that I've been doing over the years, and so that's the biggest thing is I'm a business developer slash marketing and salesperson. And
Awesome.
I can drive revenue and sales and scalability to the world, all over the world, and I've done it in pretty much every country. There's only a few countries I probably haven't marketed to at this point in my career. So that's
Awesome.
something that our team is very good at, is taking and building adoption and building usership at a rapid pace.
This sounds all great to me so far. How much have you yourself invested into this project?
Oh God, probably close to 500,000 myself, but that doesn't include Eric and some of the other partners that are also involved in the project.
You invested $500,000 into this project.
At least at this point, it's probably more than that. I want to tell
This is
myself it's
amazing.
500,000, just so that I
Yeah.
feel like
Wow.
I'm like, okay, you put this much in, but
So you're not going anywhere. I mean, you're in this thing. You're seeing this thing through.
oh yeah, no, this is a passion for us. This is a purpose. Our purpose is to Dev Team 6. One thing that we focus on is really just mass adoption worldwide of crypto. Everything from crypto education to bringing this type of engagement. Because truly, in order to get people to convert over to engaging with cryptocurrency, or as I call it, blockchain technology. In order to get people to do it, knowingly do it, because over the next 10 years, you're going to see a lot of ways people are engaging with cryptocurrency and not even know that they're engaging with it. But this is one way for
Mhm.
them to knowingly get on board and go down that road and get more educated on doing it, but also hitting them somewhere that they're going to truly enjoy the experience that they're going to get, because it's going to introduce it to them, and they're going to build confidence and comfort
Yeah.
in cryptocurrency. So no, we're in this for the long haul. This is not a hey, let's check this out and see what happens. Let's see if we could build mini pets. If we didn't think we could build it, we would never have started it.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that you said that. It's one thing that's particularly stand up to me when you were talking about your game was focusing on the experience, or how I would call it, or what you call the entertainment factor.
Yeah.
How I would call it, like make sure that this game is good,
Hmm.
that this game is fun, like this game is like enticing. And so that to me, the user experience is super important, especially when, developing a game. And to me, what's also important is like, hey, mass adoption of blockchain technology. I think you're right. Cryptocurrency is one aspect of blockchain technology.
Absolutely.
These NFTs are another aspect of blockchain technology. But even more so, the application of NFTs is like into the future of gaming. Like, why bother gaming? I'm on COD 4 shooting up people, looting up these boxes, but the next game it's all gone. I got to do it over
Yeah,
again.
exactly.
Rather, let me just loot something, and now this thing is mine. You know what I'm saying? So like, I love that. I love that blockchain gaming is going in this direction. I love all the projects that are finding ways to adopt, to find an attractive way for people to adopt onto blockchain technology. And I guess mini pets is just that way.
Oh yeah.
Mini Doge, mini pets, same thing. So I love all of that. It's very enticing to me. Um, was there anything else that we didn't talk about, that we didn't cover here today? Like anything that you're holding secret, like close to the chest, that you just can't wait to get out? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's something that we could get excited for?
NFT, the NFT series is coming quick. And,
Got it.
one thing that I highly suggest is, people that want to get into blockchain gaming and kind of get involved and take a ride. I call it the journey. If someone's excited about taking a journey on this space of cryptocurrency, now is the time with Mini Doge, because we're getting ready to start the NFT series and revealing the NFT series. And like I said before, it's going to reveal the game bit by bit over the next 2 months. It's going to be a journey. It's going to be a daily journey.
Yeah.
You know how I said it's that engaging daily engagement. So we'll be doing daily engagement when it comes to revealing the game over the next 2 months.
Yeah.
So taking that
Awesome.
ride and taking that, there's never going to be a better time to get on board with Mini Doge project and really get engaged with mini pets than there is today, because it's about to
Awesome.
happen. It's like, hey, I'm going to go to the Super Bowl, but you show up at halftime. Like, you just
Yeah.
wouldn't do that, right? You want to get there before the game
Yeah.
starts. The game's about to start. So quit
Awesome.
tailgating, quit talking about it, and let's start getting on the field and scoring some touchdowns.
Awesome. If you're watching this, I gotta just take a second here and pause. If you're watching this video, I think you have all the information that I could possibly get to you from Bill himself. But if you want, check out and do your own research. Check the links down in the description. Check out Mini Doge. Just explore and get your own feel for it. Hop into their channels and start talking to them and see what how you feel about it. I love me. I love the NFT gaming space. I love this whole thing, especially if you have a 10-year time frame. Like what could there's no reason every single game on iOS right now, or Android or mobile, shouldn't be a blockchain game in 10 years. But we're here at the very beginning, as Bill said. Like, this is the very beginning here. So this is a huge opportunity if it's something up your alley. Now, Bill, I got one last question for you. But before we answer that, let me ask the question here. Why, amongst a whole bunch of other cryptos, should we invest in Mini Doge? Before you answer that, thanks so much for watching this far into the video. Hit this like and subscribe and share and all that kind of stuff. But be sure to check out Mini Doge and all their links down below. Bill, why, one last ditch effort? What's the if someone's like on the edge here, why should someone invest in Mini Doge?
Personally, the only thing I can tell you is the team behind it, the team behind the project, has a purpose. We're here to build a legacy. We're here to change lives. We're here to use this legacy to impact people around the world. We plan to go into countries. We plan to help build monetary infrastructure. We're far bigger than just a game, far bigger than just a project. We're here to really go out there and make an impact on humanity. So if you want to take that journey with us, jump on board.
Awesome. Guys, thanks so much for watching. Bill, thanks so much for being in the hot seat. It was an awesome interview and super exciting for the
Fun.
future. Anyway, guys, check their links out in the description. Thanks for watching. You guys, don't overthink this. We're in early, right? We're not overthinking. Lizard brains, gorilla arms, diamond hands. We're all going to the moon. Cowboys ride together. We'll see you there.